So this section is all about the different options that are available to you in the chemistry department. So within the chemistry department, there are two majors. There's the chemistry major, and then there's the biochemistry major. And although they're two separate majors, there is a considerable amount of overlap. And within the chemistry major, there are certain option areas. So natural products chemistry, polymer chemistry, and environmental chemistry. And these are three option areas which in your senior year, you choose one of these option areas. If you're in biochemistry, on the other hand, there aren't specific option areas. You'll take a series of courses in these different areas, some of them which will overlap with the chemistry major. And so, as most of you know, the core undergraduate program, in the first year you're taking general chemistry in some labs, the second year you're taking organic chemistry in some labs with some gen ed courses and physics. In the third year, this is where we start to talk about PChem, we talk about potentially some advanced organic chemistry, analytical chemistry 1 and 2 for chemistry majors. For the biochemistry major, you're only required to do 1 semester, and inorganic chemistry is required for the chemistry degree, but not for the biochemistry major. And so, of course, we're always interested in talking about any type of research that students want to do. And so this is really what happens in the third and fourth years, when there are a series of research projects that you can get involved in. There's professional chemistry, and we're going to go through these details. And then here are these sort of specializations or option areas. And these option areas could be natural products or biochemistry if you stayed within the chemistry umbrella, and I'm going to explain that a little bit more, or environmental chemistry or polymer chemistry. And there are, of course, many other options open to you. So, for example, you could do some secondary education. There are minors in other areas, so such as a math minor. There's options to travel abroad. Now, just a quick note for those of you that are interested in pre-vet or pre-nursing or pre-healthcare in general, Dr. Lee Newman is a very good person to talk to. So let's look at the details of the chemistry major. And so the core chemistry curriculum includes general chemistry 1 and 2 in the labs, organic 1 and 2 in the labs, organic 3, which includes a lab, analytical chemistry 1 and 2, which the lab's already included in there, physical chemistry 1 and 2, which doesn't have any labs associated with it, and then inorganic chemistry, and there's lab work associated with that class, embedded within the class. And then there's a senior seminar where you'll talk about opportunities in graduate school, and also some more ideas about careers. And then each senior looks at some chemistry major option courses, and there are 3 courses involved here, and these are in the 3 option areas. So natural products, polymer chemistry, or environmental chemistry. And then there are additional classes that you can take in professional chemistry or professional chemistry courses, and these are defined as 300 level or above. And your advisor will work with you on looking at all of these courses here. And in the senior year, there's of course a 5-credit senior research project. And this typically involves about 15 hours per week of research in a chemistry lab. And finding a professor to work with is an important thing to do, and it's something that you can actually start doing now, or maybe some of you have already started doing that, looking for people who would be interesting to work with. Just as an aside, of course, physics 1 and 2 in labs is something that you would have taken, and there are, of course, 3 general education courses. And so let me just talk about the chemistry major and these option areas. And so there are 3 option areas. So the first one is environmental chemistry. And so you take the core curriculum courses, and then in the senior year, you would take 3 courses within environmental chemistry, and those would be environmental chemistry 1, environmental chemistry 2, and methods in environmental analysis. And typically, environmental chem 1 is known as the aquatic course, Environmental Chemistry 2 is the atmospheric course. And just to confuse things just a little bit more, the atmospheric course is in the fall, and the aquatic course is in the spring. The methods course is in the fall. And environmental chemistry is all about talking about different chemical applications within different environments, within different ecosystems. And so looking at the behavior of chemicals in the environment. And so because of this, you can take professional elective courses that could include biochemistry or oceanography, some marine classes. Maybe you would like to take some limnology classes, the study of lakes. Maybe you're interested in water quality, so there would be professional courses in water pollution engineering or hydrology. And all of these professional elective courses are offered either in the chemistry department or many other departments, and they're typically 300 level or above. And so you would work with your advisor to determine which one of these professional elective classes or several of these would fit into your curriculum. But in order to focus on environmental chemistry, these are the three core courses that you would take. Now, if we move to the natural and synthetic polymer chemistry area, you again would take the core curriculum courses, and then there are three option courses, again, just like environmental chemistry. And these three courses here are all focused on polymers. So there's a synthetic course, there's a techniques course, and then there's a properties and technologies course. And so these three courses would be taken in your senior year. And these courses within polymer really are talking about the mechanisms of polymerization and how do you make these different polymers, how do you adjust their properties, both their physical properties and also the characterization of these polymers. And so associated with this, you would most likely be taking some professional elective courses that are associated with polymer chemistry. And that's not to say that you couldn't take some other courses that are potentially environmental chemistry or more biochemistry related or biotech related. These professional elective courses here, these professional electives, 300 level or above, you would work with your advisor again to determine which courses would be of most interest to you. And so the other option area that we have is has a name of biochemistry and natural products. Now, this is not the biochemistry major. This is a major option. Now, most people who are interested in taking biochemistry would most likely be within the biochemistry major. Now, if for some reason you wanted to stay in chemistry but take 3 biochemistry courses, then you could do this. Interestingly enough, the vast majority of people, of students who are interested in biochemistry, would be enrolled in a biochemistry major. And so that's what we're going to talk about now, the biochemistry major. Before I go into the biochemistry major, if for some reason you're in the chemistry major and you have lots of leanings towards biochemistry, you can switch to the biochemistry major. But it's quite important to switch relatively soon. So if you're interested in biochemistry and you think that's where your passion lies, then it would be best to send me an email and talk about this so that we can get you onto the correct path in biochemistry. Because biochemistry has the same beginning, general chemistry 1 and 2 in labs, organic 1 and 2 in labs, has physics 1 and 2 in labs, has these gen eds, all the same. Analytical, you only take one course in analytical, so analytical 2 is not required. However, you are required to take the principles of genetics. So genetics is a requirement of the biochemistry major. And then you would take these 3 biochemistry courses, biochemistry 1, biochemistry lab, biochemistry 2. And so these 3 courses are similar to the option area courses that we talked about before. Now, the professional electives and the electives that you would take under the biochemistry major are going to be specific to biochemistry. And those professional electives, you would work with your advisor to determine which one of those electives would be important for you and which other professional electives would broaden your scope of biochemistry. The other big difference between the chemistry major and the biochemistry major is there's no research experience required in the biochemistry major. So those 5 credits of research are not required in the biochemistry major. So those are the major differences between biochemistry and chemistry. The biochemistry major requires genetics. It does not require analytical 2, and it does not require a research experience. So that's why typically if you have leanings towards biochemistry, you would typically switch to the biochemistry major. And you can certainly contact me and we can talk about that. And so the most important thing to realize is, there are these two majors within the chemistry department. The chemistry major with these 3 option areas, which you need to choose. Preferably this year would be a good idea to sort of say, well, I would like to be in natural products chemistry or in polymer chemistry or in environmental chemistry. And you want to work with your advisor about choosing that particular area, or you can speak to me as well. And then the other area, the other major that we have is the biochemistry major. And if you want to switch from chemistry to biochemistry, you can certainly do that. And that's something that you should talk to your advisor and possibly me about. So the most important thing is your advisor. You should set up meetings with your advisor to help you with your plans. And of course, I can help you as well. And so hopefully that gives you an idea of what the different majors are within the chemistry department and what these option areas are that you'll need to choose.